T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me. That's what I wanna do. Can we talk? Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on,
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.
I think Mike's face said, "Ain't no maybe tonight. This is definitely gonna help y'all."
Oh, you
Is
know
that-
me so
is
well,
that the
brother.
vibe
You
I'm
know
getting,
me so
bro?
well, brother. You know me so well, brother.
He said, "Nah, this ain't no maybe tonight. This is definitely this
Nah.
will help the podcast. Give you that relationship talk. You better be able to relate to."
Mm-hmm.
The good, the bad, the alimony. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's gonna be a special night, man. A lot of personal things going on in both of our individual lives, and hopefully there's a culmination of something great in this conversation we're gonna have tonight. So welcome.
Sure. For sure. What's going on, brother? I was told by somebody we did not check in last Sunday. We just got right into it, but last Sunday was also a great episode. So
Yeah,
I
because
get it.
sometimes we don't check in.
Because not with these people. I don't know all of these people.
I'll say no, because sometimes some episodes we just go straight for it. We don't check in every episode.
That's true. That's facts.
Yeah, but I
and I'm okay
appreciate
with
those who are paying attention to that degree.
Right. But yeah, we don't have to check in this week either. Anyway, let's start the show.
Listen, I'm ready to get into it, bro. I really, 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 really like her. Is that enough?
One of these days, I'm gonna look at the title of the show before the show starts. Somebody has to stop you. Somebody has to stop you, brother.
You're not. Nobody's gonna stop me, bro. This is what we do.
That's good. I like it, bro. I like it.
No, for real though, man. I just thought that a
That's
lot
solid.
of the topics that we've been going over the last few months have really been just from inside of my head and conversations I've been having with myself and other people. And I'm just like, man, let's just bring it to the platform. I've been really re-looking at how I do this social media thing and just been like, you know what? I'm gonna post what I want to post, talk about what I want to talk about, and people who resonate with it are gonna find me, and we're gonna have a conversation. Those who don't will unfollow or ignore and find where they need to be. So, yeah. I'm enjoying it, bro. Anyway, I really, really, really like her.
That's wild. I like it.
Enough? Is that enough?
For you, maybe one more like.
4 likes. I really, really like her. Yo, man, I was thinking to myself today after having a conversation with a friend, and we came to the conclusion that a healthy relationship doesn't run off of likes, nor does it run off of love. It runs off of, what did we say? Maturity, bravery, and care. That's what we came to the conclusion so far. The conversation was cut short, but I would love to see if you think that what more you think a healthy relationship runs off of.
Security,
besides
bravery, love, communication.
Oh, so love is in there. So Maturity,
Oh wait, I thought you
bravery.
said love. I thought you said love.
Nah, I said it does. I said a healthy
What is
relationship doesn't run off of likes and love. It runs off of maturity, bravery, and care.
care, not love. Care. I would add
What else?
communication.
What else would you add to that list?
Communication.
Mm.
I think with those four, I mean, I think that's all encompassing. Honestly, you could say if you care for the person, you'll communicate with them. Honestly, I mean, you could
Yeah, I
put
think so.
care, and that could encompass a lot of it.
Yeah.
I like it, bro. I like it. What up, folks? I see a bunch of people coming in. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
and
Good evening. What up, Pook? Oh, that's not Pook. Where Pook at? There she go. What up, Pook?
Yo.
What's going on, sister in love? Okay, Webb, what's the deal? Man, I'm ready for it tonight. Appreciate that, Xavier. Appreciate that. We're gonna get into it, man. I think tonight would be a great opportunity for us to talk about some of the things that, from our experience, really make a relationship work, a healthy relationship really work. And when I say work, I mean that both people are finding fulfillment inside of it. That's my definition of work.
That's good. I'm glad you said both people, because some people don't see it that way. Some people think if the woman is happy, then the relationship is cool. Some people think if the man is happy, then the relationship will be cool. But I'm glad you mentioned both people need to
Having
be
some fulfillment. And I think fulfillment is different from happiness.
I agree.
Yeah, man. This
I
is
agree.
the conversation if we were going that direction. But we're not starting there, man. I want to start in a different direction, man. I've been putting some posts up this week and getting some surveys done by the people who follow me online. So if you're interested in doing some of that, stop by and check it out. But now we got to test Mike, because Mike don't be on my page really looking at stuff like that. So the first question from Mike tonight is, your friend likes a guy. The guy doesn't like her. He likes you. Is he off limits? Your friend likes a guy. The guy doesn't like her. He likes you. Is he off limits for her?
Nah. I wouldn't. I wouldn't stop what could be a potential love connection. I feel like a conversation should be had. Like, hey, I know you said you like such and such, but I'm thinking she may like me and I may like her back. I just wanted to come to you and let you know that was the move. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
That's
asking
still the
permission.
move.
I'm not asking permission. Like, I'm assuming that all three of us are single. So I'm not going to potentially miss out on something great because you like her, but she don't like you.
This is a wild conversation, because there's a difference between me and my boy see this girl for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he like, yo, dibs, you know how I used to do in high school. He'd be like, yo, I like her. We go over there, we end up interacting with her, and she's feeling me. Is she off limits for me? Because that's one situation. The other situation is that we already know her, and over time she's just become a friend, and we're just like, no, like she's, you know what I'm saying, she's dope. Like, I know my boy been feeling her, you know what I'm saying? And I low key, I'm like, dang, she is dope. But that's my boy. That's my boy. Him and her have been kind of talking and vibing for like a year or two now. You know what I'm saying to you? But lo and behold, it comes out that she sees him as a brother, and she's really interested in me. Now, I know that she a good chick because I see how she is with my boy, and he been talking all this stuff about her, hyping her up, and I find out she's interested in me, and I've been doing my best not to look at her that way out of sheer respect for the homie. Is she off limits?
Again, I feel like there needs to be a conversation with you and a friend. I feel like this, bro. If me and you are having this conversation, and I see that it's really gonna bother you if I go that route, then I probably wouldn't. I probably just leave it alone, and this is why, bro. This is why, because I haven't invested anything in her at all. I have no investments whatsoever.
You might have some imaginary investments that you ain't told nobody about.
Hilarious. Maybe, but but when I said that I would just press forward and not really ask no permission, I was more so talking about, I was under the impression that there was no real, interacting with you.
So the first scenario,
yeah,
we both steer on the fly.
Yeah, then and that's happened in real life. You know what I mean? I feel like when I was younger, oh man, especially if it's a group, who you got? Okay, I got her, and it's always the two homeboys that pick the same girl. You know what I mean? And nobody's really upset or bothered by it because again, we have no investment. But if we're talking about there's feelings invested in, and all these other things, then yeah, that may be a deeper conversation that needs to be had.
That's so interesting. So what happens if, and this is where it gets a little tricky because I'm not gonna say it's different for men and women. I just think that people's different. Their temperament is different depending on where they are in their life and how desperate they are and how they feel like maybe they haven't met anybody in a long time. To even have that conversation kind of gives off the feeling that you're considering it.
Yeah.
And so let's just use me and you as an example, right? So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Me and you, you know what I'm saying? We met Lisa last week at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Lisa's a hypothetical person, but we met Lisa. I'm like, Lisa fine, bro. And you like, yeah, she a pretty young lady. And I'm like, bro, but she got the ankles and the eyebrows, bro. And he's like, yeah, we know what you like. You know what I'm saying to you? And so, you know what I'm saying? We spend all week, you know what I'm saying? We see her every day in there. She's saying, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Boom, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what, man? I'm gonna shoot my shot. You know what I'm saying to you? And she tells me, she's like, I really like my man above 6 feet and your brother's attractive. That's really who I got my eye on.
And you know what you would do? You would probably come introduce us.
If you weren't married.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. We're talking hypothetically. But
if you weren't married, I would. But let's say that I'm not me in this situation.
Okay.
I'm me, right. But I'm not me.
Yeah, right? I got you. Okay, so
and I tell you, man, let me tell you what this heifer did.
Oh, you're
I'm upset at
you're
this
bothered
point.
by it. Oh.
Yeah. And you look at me and you like, so she says she interested in me. Should I feel like I'm using the should word, which is curse words on this show, but should I feel some type of way because the girl I'm interested in is interested in you? Or should I be like, oh, okay, cool, just roll with the punches and try to make that happen? Because say y'all interested in each other and it works out, am I still the best man at the wedding? Like, how does that work?
Man, I feel like with this particular scenario, I feel like, bro, you're gonna have to get over that one. I mean, again, the three of us are single. You don't have any real investment besides 2 weeks of seeing her at the gym and maybe having some, some quick conversation, but there's nothing really invested there. So at that point, yeah, I hate to say it like this, but she's fair game. Fair game.
Yeah. Ray said, I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't fault someone else who would. Ray, you got to tell us why you wouldn't do it though. Because it's such an interesting topic because a lot of people, really looking for love and this could be your match. I don't know, man. It's a lot out there. Jessica says, how many men does she like though? I have certain friends who like multiple men. And if that's the case, no, the man isn't off limits. I need more context on this like though, because you're not going to be eyeing him when I make him my man. That's hilarious.
I didn't think about it like that. I didn't think about that. But because you still finna think she fine. You still finna think her ankles look good. So how do you, if I start dating the Lisa at the gym, how do you all of a sudden turn that off now because we're together? Her ankle's still the same. Her face.
Why would
it
need to be turned off though? Bro, if you were single and you were okay, no, you're married. Do you expect me not to think your wife is attractive?
No, but I'm talking about, but usually when you're talking about, you know what I mean? I feel like no, but I also feel like at a certain point, those, hey, she fine, she's attractive, may go to, man, I can't wait to get with that.
See, so this is the problem. This is good, Mac. I think this is the problem with a lot of people saying girls and guys can't be platonic friends, or a girl who has a boyfriend, a guy who has a girlfriend can't have friends of the opposite sex, because they don't believe that if someone is attracted to you, that they have the discipline to not act on those attractions. That's where the threat comes in.
Agreed.
They feel like, anything that you're attracted to that you're going to pursue. And I think that I don't want to call it, I don't want to say that it's paranoia because some people actually live that way. They lack self-discipline.
Right, for sure.
But it's become such a hot topic in the world of faithfulness and people stepping out and cheating that it's something that people don't want to flirt with. It's a line that they don't really want to play with. Like they would prefer either that you're not attracted to anybody but them, or not tell them that you're attracted to anybody else but them.
I see it like this, bro. Anybody that I call like my friend, I will be okay with. Like, let's just take you. You've coming over. Janae's had to go somewhere. I may have been busy, and you'll go with Janae to run that errand. I think nothing over. You've come over. I mean, I've come home and you've already been at the house.
Yeah.
I feel like if you got brothers, if you got friends, and you worried about stuff like that, you may need to check either yourself or have a talk with that friend and figure out why it is you even concerned.
I think that's good because a lot of times I've heard that a lot of people's paranoia stems from them knowing what they would do if they was in that situation.
Wow.
I think a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, what I've heard from
Wow.
people is that their mistrust
Mm-hmm.
is because they know, even though they may not tell you that they would do it, they know that if they was in that situation, they either would do it or they have done it. And I
That's
think
very
that a lot of
interesting.
times people want this extreme amount of faithfulness because
Mhm.
they're scared about karma.
Interesting. I've never looked at it from that
They're
viewpoint.
scared about what they did in the past to come back on them. So those are the kind of people who are very have a tendency or could have a tendency to
Right.
be very worrisome in
Mhm.
relationship and easily scared about their partner's faithfulness because
Mhm.
they know the dirt they've done in their past and they hope that it doesn't catch back up to them.
Hey, yikes.
And
Yikes.
and I'll just go ahead on record and say it, man. I don't believe it works that way. I think that
Explain.
somebody can come into your life and how you choose to engage with them really does determine the flow of the relationship and that your ability to enjoy it. I think that your past can be whatever it was, and you can really look to the future with hope.
The H
I don't
word.
think you have to be looking to the future with fear of, oh
Yeah.
shoot, this is coming back on me, man. I mean, at least not as a believer, I don't.
No, that's true. I think sometimes because I've been in that boat before, cheated and have been cheated on, and I think that what happens is that fear of she may cheat on me, or that fear of, man, I did this so many times, karma is just waiting. This is a good one, so this must be the relationship that's going
Yeah.
to take me out. I feel like that's where the hindrance comes in, because you can't be your authentic true self when you're operating out of fear.
Unless that's who you really are.
Unless you're just a coward at heart, I don't know.
So Mike says that if your friend likes a guy and the guy likes her, guy doesn't like. If your friend likes a guy, the guy doesn't like her, he likes you, is he off limits? Mike says no, the guy's not off limits, and I'm tending to agree with you on that, man. I don't, especially if there's nothing invested there. Now, if you guys have dated and it turns out that if I've dated this girl and it didn't work out, and it turns out that girl likes one of my male friends, where do I stand, Mike?
If you think that brother is good for you, do you want me to introduce him?
Listen, I know both y'all. I can tell you the pros and the cons off the jump. I can save y'all 3 first dates and let you know exactly what y'all gonna try to find out about each other, because I've done it before, bro.
That's facts. And I feel like, man, I feel like that's an elite level of maturity and an elite level of thinking, because I'm pretty sure most people are like, oh, hell no. I forget what post we did, but I think it was 2 weeks ago, and a lot of women were like, if he comes even walks up to us and he talks to my homegirl first, he's automatically off limits. And if he tries to talk to me, I'm kicking him to the curb off top. And I'm like, why?
I mean, but I think that people tend to feel that way or look at it that way when they have a lot of options. But the more rare, the harder it is for you to find someone that you feel like you're a good fit for, the more okay you are with certain things. I think because it's like for me, it's very challenging for me to find someone interesting, let alone like them, let alone date them. That happens for me so far. It's been like every few years.
Yeah.
It ain't like every week or every month. And I'm around women all the time, but it's rare. And so for me, it's like I want to give everybody else that same benefit. Like if I dated somebody and we didn't work out between me and her and you like her, I would feel bad in my heart to say she's off limits for you because I know how hard it is to find somebody that you really like and want to date.
Let me ask you this. Would you at least appreciate a conversation, or is that not even that? You don't even got to talk to me about it. You don't got to come and ask me about it. You don't got to do nothing.
Yeah, I would appreciate a conversation if we always have conversations about who you date. If you always talk to me about who you date and all of a sudden you don't want to talk to me about dating this person because I used to date her, then that just feels fishy to me. So
that's solid. That's solid. Keep that same energy.
Yeah, man. All right. Sheesh. So I want to move on to this next post. So tonight's conversation, bro, is that I really, really, really like her. Yeah. How do you show a girl that you really, really, really like her? And how do you help her understand what that means? Because most girls like, he likes me, so what? I don't care. You ready for this?
Sure.
It's a video, but you got to read the screen. So read the screen. You got it? Hey, I really like you. I want you to be my girlfriend. Sorry, Michael, I have a boyfriend. He has cancer. I really want to be with him these last 3 years. This brother said, I'm really sorry. 3 years later to the date, he sent a text message and said, is he dead yet? I really, really, really like you. And I'm showing you that I really, really, is this what the young ladies is calling pressure? Apply some pressure, brother. That nigga checked in 3 years later to the date. Is he dead yet? That's not a lack of empathy and compassion. That's me saying, hey, I really, really like you.
So I'm all for the pressure. I'm all for the, hey, this if I want something, I'm gonna go after it. I just think the delivery was a little wow. It could have been, are you single?
Nah, bro. Listen, bro, you gotta. I think that this was a conversation with a girl and a guy from LA. Here in LA, bro, you got to make yourself stand out. Like your interest, because everybody's faking to be interested and faking to like you. You got to put some real stake in the game. Like, you got to stand out. And I think that text message made him stand out. She may have been offended initially, but I bet you she never questioned if he really, really liked her. She'll never question that.
Is it that you want to be with her, or you just don't want to question if she like you? Because that also could have been a thing. He could have died yesterday, and that could also be the thing that completely turns her off from you.
It don't matter. I
so
think
your thing is not necessarily to get your chance to be with her. Your thing is just know that I like you.
I really, really, really like her, right? And that's the thing that I need her to understand. I can't control how she interprets my behavior, but I'm going, and I think that in our culture, we talk about shooting your shot. Yeah. Maybe we need to upgrade that. Shoot your best shot. What's your best shot? Is your best shot flowers? Is your best shot a text message that I like you? Is your best shot showing up to her job? Is your best shot talking to her best friend about what she likes and when she's going to be someplace? Like, what's your best shot? Because I think that we've evolved. Because everybody's now is shooting shots and now they're all starting to look the same. Why should I respect your shot any different than anybody else? And I'm all, I'm saying, some girls want to shoot their shot and I'm all for it. But I think that it's something dope about a guy shooting his shot. And I'm saying that from a guy who never really learned how to shoot his shot because majority of my teenage years, bro, I was being chased. So I'm learning on the back end, but I love being able to do the stuff that feels a little abnormal and it's, to show my interest and it's run some women off.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
But then you've also met a lot of great ones because of it.
Yeah. Listen, your wife said your best shot should never be a message like that. Is he dead yet? I'm off. Listen, just because y'all hating one more time. Clyde.
Rob Clyde for real. Bomba clock. Is he dead yet?
I like it, bro. I don't know. I just like it.
So what if he's not? And she replies, "No, not yet. Give me a few more days." You
I
waiting?
think that one thing we got to understand is that if you see these videos online about these guys trying to talk to these girls who have boyfriends or husbands, the fact that they get in conversation from her is already motion, my nigga.
Yeah, I feel it.
She's already given motion. You already got motion with her because you got a conversation. In the text message, if she, I want you to be my girlfriend, it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. Like, she didn't even have to respond. But not only did she say she had a boyfriend, now you're disclosing his private information about his health and your plan for the next 3 years. I'm just holding you accountable to what you said.
You told me this.
You told me you hand holding for the next 3 years. I'm just checking in. Where we at?
I hate that I kind of understand. I hate that I kind of understand where you're coming from. Golly, I hate it.
All right. Let's see what we got over here in the chat, man. Your wife said that's not a way to stand out because you would be blocked. It was insensitive. But she knows for sure that he really, after she gets past being offended, if she's ever looking for a boyfriend, she knows for sure that one guy is definitely not playing games. Nigga, Ray said too soon, bro. Bro, okay, Ray, what was the better approach? He said it was a bad approach. What's the better approach, man?
Man, are you single yet? It still says the same thing, because if she's single, that means the nigga's dead.
Yeah, see,
but you don't just come out and say, there has to be some level of tact. I get being direct. I'm a direct guy, but there has to be some ounce of tact.
Okay, so the question is, would I do it that way? No, but do I like it? Absolutely. I love it.
Sure, I get that.
I love it. I
get that.
I think I could talk myself into doing it that way.
Golly. And on Tuesday, I would talk you out of it.
Pookie said he would have been blocked immediately.
Jeez.
But it's something. So the reason I bring this topic up, because I had a conversation, man, a while ago, one of my friends, and I think I brought up on this podcast, they were talking about, saying liking somebody or loving somebody. And how do you know a person loves you if you never given them a chance to know who you really are? You've always played it safe, tried to give the right answer, tried to do what it is they liked. Even in moments of tension where you knew that you felt different from them, there was a disagreement that you wanted to express, but you didn't. You just showed them what you thought they wanted to see. And they say they love you, they love you, they love you. But you know that you haven't shown them all of you. And so you're always going to be questioning if they love you because you haven't shown them all of you. You've just been performing to the best of the script that they had written in their head.
I have so much to say about that.
They can think they love you, and you're not going to think they love you for two different reasons. Mm-hmm. They think they love you, but they don't know that they don't really know you. And you're not going to think they love you because you know that you ain't shown your full self.
Yeah, authenticity in dating, authenticity within an already established relationship. I think that's the only way you can have a healthy, successful relationship is if you have that authenticity. Like, you can't be like, I say this all the time, and I've said it to people that have asked me how my relationship has lasted with everything we've been through. I've said it to, and the thing is, you can't be a yes person, not even to your partner. If Janae was a yes person to me and just always telling me yes and always telling me what she knows I want to hear, this would have never worked. You got to tell me the truth, even if it's going to hurt my feelings, even if I don't agree, even if I may be irritated or bothered by your answer. Tell me the truth.
I think what we say, we got to define that, though. A yes person is a person that feels and knows it's in their best interest to say no, but still says yes.
For sure. That's what it is. Yes. Thank you for the definition.
It's not just, oh, don't say yes. Like, no, just say no for the sake of not saying yes. Yeah. It's when you are in a no space, but you still choose to say yes, and that's not helpful to you or them.
Nope.
Your wife is on my head, bro. She said you could have said something else. Trust, she is never that desperate to be chosen. You ain't never been out here dating as a man in LA, sis. It's wild. You over there, you and Mike over there safe in your marriage.
Oh man.
Rise Cloud.
Sheesh.
I'm going back to the I really, 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 really like her. So,
Yeah.
and I've been in that space multiple times, right? And
Mhm.
and that's why me and my person was talking about like, that's not enough though. Like I think that when we look at social media, we see likes and comments, and that can turn into revenue, right? It doesn't work that way in healthy relationships. I like you and I love you. They're nice add-ons,
For sure.
but they're not fuel for a healthy relationship. At least not until you unpack what you mean when you say you love me. And
Mhm.
then, and it's not until there is a good amount of surrender to your personal development that brings about maturity and a conviction within yourself that brings about enough bravery and enough working on yourself in any kind of relationship that brings about the right kind of maturity. I mean, a communication
Yeah.
when it needs to happen. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you? I think
Yeah.
that these attributes that actually make it healthy have to be something you start working on long before you meet the person, long before you like them.
Yeah, but I, as much as I agree with that, actually, I 100% agree with that. I don't want people to get the feeling like it can't be done in real time. It may be a lot more difficult because I had to do it in real time with my wife. You know, it's gonna be a lot more difficult. Things may come up in the relationship that you got to deal with, and it ain't gonna always be fun. It may be a couple more hurdles, but it can be done. But to your point, preferably I would start working on it before you get in that situation, for sure.
We got a young lady here who says about the guy doing a text message,
Okay.
got to give him some points because he did remember the timeline,
Yikes.
but
I
he
agree.
didn't remember the grief.
Or he did, and he was like, that don't got nothing to do with me. I'm trying to shoot my shot, grief or not. I help you through the
It's so
grief.
interesting though, because I saw this comedian, he put a post up about how people be at the funeral, and then 20 minutes after the eulogy, when everybody's in the congregation room eating, and people, the guests are dancing, and just having a good time, and the party is still the family is still grieving, and the guests are over there just dancing and just having a good time at the I don't know what's after the funeral. It's not the repast. It's something after that when everybody's just chilling and there's music playing. Even like if something bad happens, sometimes you do want somebody to break the ice with a joke or something like that,
For
or
sure.
something lighthearted, like wedding crashers, and how to end up being funeral crashers by the end of it. Like I say, man, stand out.
Nah, I get it, and I feel like in our relationship, or you know, even like with me, you, Poop, Carrie, Dub, we're good for those type of moments where you probably should not say this. You probably should not say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, just to lighten the mood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, lighten your mood, my guy. His brother.
What happened? I think my camera just went out.
Nigga, the chocolate Avenger over here. No, the camera's on, nigga. It's just the light. There you go. So Ray got a question for us. He said, how would y'all feel if it was reversed? So say a girl's trying to shoot her shot with us and be like, yo, I'm in a relationship and my girl, you know what I'm saying, she got a year left, and you know, I really want to make this the best year of her life. And then the girl texts you a year later and she like, is she dead yet?
If I'm being honest, I would probably laugh. I would probably laugh, and I would probably appreciate the humor. I'm not going to even lie to you, bro. I'll probably laugh, and I would put either LOL no or LOL yes, and then we continue the conversation from there. And not because it's funny that she passed away or anything like that. It's just like you said, just breaking that tension, or breaking that. I'm in grief, of course. I'm sad. So for somebody to do that, like here's a laugh, I know you need it, man. I could appreciate that all day. A1.
So how would I feel? Let me be honest here, because so I have not been in that exact situation, but I have been in situations where young ladies have texted me and asked me, you know what I'm saying, did y'all break up yet?
Right. Right. And it's always been that laugh first.
I didn't say I laughed.
You just laughed though.
I laughed right now. I probably wanted to in that moment, but didn't. You stupid. Oh man, hold up. All right. Let's see. He remembered time. What if she reached out 3 years later and was like, he died, what's up?
That's what I'm saying.
It depends though. Like some
Let's get it.
people. So let me share you. I'm gonna share a very personal story with you guys. I've shared it before, but I'm not gonna give you all details. A personal story. I've known a few husbands who've done this, right? A few husbands who've had very sick wives, who had these very detrimental illnesses, couldn't be intimate with them or anything, right? But these men stayed faithful to their wives. And I also know that when their wives passed away, within a year, they were already remarried. And one of them I had a chance to be very close to, and he was like, I know that I wasn't built for singleness. And he married someone that was very, very close to his wife. They liked each other. The wife and her friend, they were really close, shared a lot of the same, characteristics, stuff, that because they were bonding on, being very similar. And that's what we married. And a lot of people had an issue with that. You know what I'm saying to you? So I say all that just to simply say, if it was reversed and the girl's like, he's dead, what's up? Sometimes that's not insensitive, even on her part. It's just the fact that some people prefer not to be single, or some people know that some people don't need a year to grieve. Some people have processed in the 3 years that this was coming, and I know what it is, and I want to continue to move forward with my life. Not everybody needs to be in that space for a long amount of time. Some people reconcile within themselves at the funeral and they leave and they're ready to move on with their life. So yeah.
I'm not mad at that at all. I'm mad at that at all.
What Pook say? I would feel like if he proceeded to talk to me at this point, I would be a rebound. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, Pookie, don't be using ATP in this because you've been texting with your daughter.
And you understood it perfectly, brother, because I'm like, hey, did she spell at wrong?
At that point. So I'm going to say it like this, though. Your message said, I would feel. And that would be because that's how you chose to feel. You could also choose to feel like, dang, this brother is persistent, consistent. The things that women say that they like. And this is why I think that sometimes it's rough. And this is not just a talk towards women, it's men too. Anybody that's really led by feelings, as far as using feelings for interpretation, if you like somebody like that, understand that it's such a greater opportunity for your actions to be misinterpreted, because what's interpreting them is so fickle already. Feelings. It's not like it's data. It's not like it's logic. It's just how they feel in that moment, and you want to feel that way. Would you feel that different if you had more sleep the night before? If you had a meal? Like it's just interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh man. All right. So I want to stay.
Wait, hold on.
You had me lost with the ATP as well.
Listen though, is there any time where you should trust your feelings as the number one source of decision?
Absolutely
or there's
not.
Never a time.
Absolutely not. I say your senses and feelings are something different. I think that feelings. Okay, so you already know where I'm going with that.
Yep.
Okay. Now your senses are something I would. Those are gut feelings. Those are knowings that supersede intelligence, intellect, or visual data.
Yeah, I agree.
Now feelings are just that's different, bro.
Yep.
All right, so let's stay on this train, man. Of I really, really, really like her. Stay on this train, and this is a question I really want to ask Mike if this brother is accurate when he says this. Right. No, it ain't nothing crazy. We calm down now.
Like me, we rocking. Like it. When two people like each other, it's not complicated. I like her. She like me. We rocking. Like it don't even matter who paying for what. It don't matter what we doing. It don't matter. I just want to be around you. That's how that looks. That's how that feels when two people really like each other. When y'all really locked in for real. Not just, one person like one person and then the other one trying to, let's just see where it goes. That's where a lot of people find themselves in terms of the situationship that they in. I ain't gonna even call it a relationship. It's lopsided. That person don't like you like that. So now all of a sudden, things that should be simple get complicated. All of a sudden, who paying for the date becomes an issue. All of a sudden, who texts who first becomes an issue. All of a sudden, who calls who first becomes an issue. The time that they call becomes an issue. It becomes all of these little issues and things like that when two people don't like each other the same. Because when we like each other the same, I don't give a damn who called who. As long as I'm on the phone with you. As long as I'm talking to you. As long as I'm around you. As long as we doing something. The details of the situation does not matter when y'all like each other.
Where you at?
I absolutely love that video, man, and I feel like you knew that I would. But I love that video for so many reasons, bro. I feel like it rings true, and I feel like the success of my relationship, my even before we got married, the success of just the relationship that we had was based on we just enjoyed each other, like. Literally, and my wife is watching. She can yay or name me on this, but I'll go as far as to say there hasn't been a 24-hour period in the last going on 6 years that we've just known each other that we haven't spoken, either a text message, a phone call. Not 24 hours has ever passed in 6 years that we haven't communicated, and that's because there is no ego. There is no I don't want to be thirsty. There is no, you know what I mean. There's none of that. She knows that she likes being with me, being around me, hanging out with me. I know the same thing. So why would I then try to pretend or do things that's contrary to that fact?
So this is what I was going to say about the video, right? He said that when two people like each other the same way, it's simple. Mm-hmm. It's simple. Nobody's worried about who's texting who first, who's paying for what meal, who initiated. Don't nobody care about that. It's not that complicated because we really like each other. I want to add something to it. When you allow yourself to like the person to the degree that you actually like them, I think that some people are holding back. They like you. They deeply like you. They almost love you, but they won't express it. They won't let it show. They won't let it out. They won't embrace how much they like you. And I think that when you embrace how much you like someone, you have a chance at enjoyment, and then you two have a chance at simplicity.
Agreed. But the key factor was both people should be on the same page with the reciprocation, right? Because sometimes
it didn't sound like it was reciprocation. It sounded like it was just pure authenticity. They both,
no, for sure. But in order for me to be feeling you and then you feeling me, and we have this authentic mesh, we got to be on the same page. Because if you're telling me, you know what I mean, if you're telling me you like me so much, and I'm like, well, I like hanging out, but I don't know if I'm feeling you as much as, you know what I mean?
I just want to be careful with that reciprocation word, because by definition, it means the act of giving something back. I don't think that this is a conversation about giving like back.
Yep.
I think this is a conversation about being honest with the amount of like you have inside of you towards this person. Reciprocation is, I don't necessarily want to do this, but I'm going to give it back to you out of sheer respect for the situation.
Yeah, I feel like the reason why some people don't do that is fear. I know I'm feeling these. I know it's been 3 weeks. I don't want. I'm not finna tell this dude or this woman that I'm falling in love with her in 3 weeks time. Or I'm not finna call this dude or this woman every night because I legitimately want to talk to them, but I'm scared of how they'll view me.
That's why.
So I think a lot of it is fear based, bro.
Fear of what?
Fear of ultimately losing the person, because if they see me as being a bugaboo, if they see me as being thirsty, then they won't want to be with me no more. Not even, and it's so silly because you haven't even had a conversation with the person about any of these things. You're just assuming because of what I don't know, social media has told you about being thirsty, or because what you've experienced in the past. Now you don't want to put yourself out there like that.
You've assumed yourself into fear
and into singleness.
when you could have assumed yourself into any situation, but you assumed yourself into fear.
Yeah.
And at no better point does the quote make as much sense as it makes right now when they say that the only thing to fear is fear itself, because fear is the thing that causes
Oh,
you
man.
to self-sabotage.
Yep.
Assuming yourself into fear is now equipping yourself to make sure that this doesn't go in probably the direction you've been praying or hoping that it would.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Very
Yep. Yep.
interesting.
Man,
McJellen
because
said again. Get McJellen. Assume the position. It's a full moon. Watch
Yeah.
her.
I've had so many people just throughout, really more so in my relationship with Janae, now that they kind of know how our relationship has gone, and us never arguing, and like I just said, we talked on the phone every day, and we've pretty much been together since we met. I think it's so interesting when I hear people say, "Oh, I like this person so much, but I don't know if I should tell this person, or I don't know if I." And in my mind, I'm like, "Why wouldn't you? You like the person.
That's
You
so
want to
good.
get to know the person. You want to spend time with the person. You want to talk to the person, but yet you don't know how to tell the person everything you just literally told me. Don't
You
tell
do.
me, tell them."
You do know how. I'm not going to assume for everybody, but I'm wondering if the issue is if it's going to be received the way I want it to be received, and how is it going to look to those who are watching me do this? I think sometimes we're worried so much about our reputation. That's
on,
why we
brother.
can't get into the relationship that we want, because the requirement or the required down payment is usually vulnerability, authenticity, and we're not always willing to give that as a down payment to show like, yo, I'm not like everybody else.
Yeah.
And we'll tell ourselves that, well, that's just me not being a pick me or not trying to prove myself. But if you understood the environment that we're in
Mm.
and how all of us are dealing with a level of facade and fakeness
Mhm.
and, witchcraft and manipulation from men and women,
Mhm.
it's refreshing to see someone who's honest, vulnerable, and calling out the things that everybody else is scared of and saying,
Yeah.
hey, I know you probably hear this a lot. I know that, a lot of people try to throw these things at you to get your attention or say things to try to control your mind. I just want you to know that when I see you, my heart legit skips a beat. Do with that whatever you will. But there's a thirst inside of me that only you can quench. And
Come
if
on,
you
brother.
decide not to do anything about that, I'll figure it out. But if you want to inquire more, let's have a drink.
And my brother said he ain't got no game. Come on, brother.
Listen,
Come on, man.
Fantasy
You got
Salesman
cats writing that
101.
down. I'll guarantee you it's at least 7 cats right now writing that exact word for word thing down. They're going to say
You
that
stupid.
tomorrow.
You stupid. At work, HR,
Right.
immediately
Oh,
after.
God.
So I hear one of your coworkers says, "You're thirsty?"
Oh, man. That's good.
Every now and then it comes out.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
good, man.
So I like that one. That was kind of like the foundational video I wanted to use for tonight's conversation
Yeah,
around.
that's solid.
I really, really like her because there is something about liking someone and then
Mhm.
allowing yourself to really like them that does help things to be more simple. I'm not
Agreed.
going to say that they won't be complex, but they won't be complicated.
Facts.
There are some complexities because it's two different people, two different worlds trying to merge
Right.
into one,
Right.
but it
Right.
doesn't have to be complicated.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, man. Okay. You ready to get into some nitty gritty?
Yeah.
Pook said he got, oh Lord.
That's
Oh my God. He
That's
got
why I-
game and he ain't drinking nothing but water or protein. And
Facts.
women hold their protein in their ankles, which is why.
we can start the next video.
Okay. All right. Well, I really wish we could start the next video, but before we do the next video, ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to know that it's $88 for us to stay online every month. And so we at the halfway mark of this episode. Sometimes we don't put this up, but we do need your support. If it's $5, $10, $1, please go to our Cash App, $ maybe this will help. Drop a donation in there so you can stay online for the rest of this year. Because I think the last 2 or 3 months, Mike and I have been coming out of our own pockets for it, which
Yeah.
we're willing to do. But at some point, we're like, maybe they don't want it. I don't know. Me and him would just do our thing on Tuesdays. All
Listen.
right. So just for those who were paying attention and missed it, screenshot that. There you go. Cash App, $. Maybe this will help. On to the second half of the show. You ready for the next video, bro?
Yep.
So I want to preface this by saying this is a video of a young lady that I just started following this week because I felt like the stuff she was talking about was speaking directly to where I'm at in my life right now, especially about trying to be easy to love and low maintenance. She put a video up, bro, and I was just like, golly, this is me. And so I think that some of her videos work very well in tandem with some of the therapy that I've been going through, and then some of the reflection I've been doing, and then the accountability time you and I have every Tuesday. So this is the first video of hers that I saw that I thought might be a good video for tonight. Talking about I really, really like her, because what do you do when you really, really like someone? Sometimes you fumble it.
To the fumblers, some of you are still sitting there convincing yourselves that you just weren't compatible, because admitting that you mishandled someone good would require an ego death, right? You keep rewriting the story to protect your self-image instead of confronting the reality that you were loved correctly, and you just didn't know how to hold it. You didn't lose them because they were too much, because eventually they realized that they were asking for basic emotional maturity from someone who was practicing emotional avoidance. Here's the hardest part for you. Most fumblers don't fumble out of malice. You fumble from unhealed survival patterns. You confuse emotional distance for independence. You confuse inconsistency for freedom. You confuse control for strength. You confuse being desired as being able to sustain emotional intimacy. We all know that you wanted access without responsibility, and comfort without accountability, and devotion without vulnerability. When someone finally loved you in a healthy, grounded, and intentional way, your nervous system interpreted that stability as pressure. So you stalled, you delayed, you detached, you withheld reassurance, you stayed confused, and you kept one foot out the door, huh? And you continued to act casual when someone was trying to build something real with you. And then they finally got tired on your ass. And you said that they were impatient, or that they mishandled you. No, they were exhausted. So maybe some of you were heartbroken because you lost the love of your life. And you're heartbroken for the first time because someone exposed the gap between who you think you are in relationships and who you actually are. Being attractive isn't the same as being emotionally available. Being wanted is not the same as being trustworthy. And having feelings is not the same as having the ability to sustain a connection. A lot of fumblers think that regret means, oh, I should have chosen them. But deeper regret sounds like, I should have become the version of myself that was capable of loving them with the capacity that they deserved when I had them. And honestly, people leave because they realize that it shouldn't require self-abandonment to get consistency. You're not evil, but healing's your responsibility now. Not to get them back, not to win, and not to prove yourself. Eventually, you will meet another person. And they'll be standing at the same doorway offering intimacy and safety and grounded connection. If you refuse to evolve, you will repeat the same cycle with a different face. So don't do that. Now go to the fumble.
So initially, I think the listener wants to go to the place of people who fumbled you. And that's where I wanted to go. But after I finished listening to the video, I had no choice but to go to the people that I fumbled.
Yeah, man.
Because she called out so many hidden truths that I didn't think anybody knew but me, to only find out that these are like psychological situations that a lot of people struggle with. And I've often talked about, oh, the one that got away here or there, or there never really was one that got away. But when you look at this idea of fumbling from this lens of, therapeutic lens and from psychology and behavioral patterns, I had to sit and look at myself in the mirror like, my nigga, you for sure did a few of those things multiple times.
Yeah.
And the reason I did them multiple times is because after I did it the first time, I didn't have a brother like you to call me out, to be like, bro, yeah, you want to be victim right now, bro, but you got to be examiner. You got to look in the mirror and say, hey, what did I do? Because you're saying, oh, this person didn't make me feel this way. Like, you're lying to yourself. Yes, they did. All the things that you asked for were there, Donovan, and you chose to be impatient, or you chose to stay confused when you had clarity. You chose to say you were confused when you had clarity. You chose these things in this moment. And I'm not saying you did, like she said in the video, I'm not saying you did it maliciously.
Right.
But understand that there was something going on inside of you that even in your happily ever after, your dream comes true situation, what surfaced was not gratitude and acceptance and a desire to embrace. What surfaced was avoidance and fear.
Who are you right now? That's a I don't know if anybody else knows, but I know that's a powerful realization to sit with.
You mean powerful as far as hurtful? It hurt
yeah.
to realize that my past is littered with situations and where I've done that. Now, of course, after the fact, I can look at where it's been done to me, but the most important part was where I saw myself exhibit that behavior.
And that is the most important part. And I've said it before on the show. Relationships that have ended, the first thing I would do is, oh nah, she did that. Granted, I may have had every right to, but when you stop and take a minute and kind of look at yourself and look at the things you did and look how you approach the relationship, you start to see, and it was difficult for me to say, damn, I'm not the great at that time boyfriend that I thought I was. I'm not the great guy that I'm sitting here portraying myself to be. When I start to really look deep, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Let me take that back. Maybe I am that guy, but that's not how I was operating in this situation like I thought I was.
You know, it's crazy because sometimes we'll hear a song, and in that song we'll hear some truths, and we'll be like, man, what's wrong with me? And we'll go to our friends and say, man, what's wrong with me? And they'll say nothing.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to our therapist and say, what's wrong with me? And they'll start breaking stuff down. Somebody lying. Somebody don't be honest with you. Somebody don't love you like they say they do.
No,
like, you know what I'm saying to you? And like, I remember my therapist told me, I said, what's wrong with me? He said, your decisions. Yep. I'm not going to say something's wrong with you at your core identity level unless there is, and then we need to get you medicated or get you going through some kind of trauma treatment. But right now, your decisions is what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And those beliefs that those decisions are coming from could be problematic. That's the root of the problem in itself.
That's good. Hey, so quick question. You said you started following that young lady because of what she was saying? It didn't have nothing to do with the eyebrows, the hair, the face, the voice, nothing? Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's fair. And that goes, and I mean, that's sincerely, honestly, my answer. Because of course, like you and I have taught each other to ask ourselves those hard questions from the jump. Like, nah, what was it, bro?
No, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? Is it how she looks? And I had to ask myself that, and it wasn't that. And you know where else I've noticed that, bro? Like even in the gym, you know what I'm saying? I've noticed that, like, I know what I want and I know what I need. And I know that I can't verify it by a face. I love ankles and eyebrows, you know what I'm saying to you? But I also know that those are not good enough parameters to determine, you know what I'm saying, that this is worthy of something I should be pursuing. Or not. Declare emergency, return to life. Okay. But yeah, man, it's sincerely based on the words that were spoken. So I saw another.
That was hot fire. That was hot fire.
Yeah, man. So I got some stuff to think about, man.
This should be interesting.
So let's talk about, now that we got through that part, about when you've been fumbled. Do you ever feel like you've been fumbled, like somebody fumbled you, or is that an arrogant statement to say, "Oh, you fumbled this"?
Nah, I don't feel like it's arrogant, and I also don't feel like anybody fumbled me. I feel like the people that I may have felt did me wrong or didn't know what they had in me at the time, I feel like that just wasn't the person for me. So I never felt like anybody fumbled me. I feel like the people that, even friends and family, the people that are here are the people that's supposed to be here. Like, like I don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here.
Nah, so I'm going to the definition. So we're gonna get to the bottom of this because Yeah. So
Right.
the slang definition of fumbled is to mess up a chance, lose an opportunity, or ruin a relationship by doing or saying something stupid. that's, that's what it say, dog. So dating and relationships, fumbling a girl or fumbling a guy means you ruined your romantic chances with someone great because of a bad text, awkward move, or bad behavior.
With that definition, yes.
Do you feel like you've ever been fumbled, good sir?
Yes. Yes. For
I
sure.
wonder. It's so interesting because I don't think that when you're saying someone fumbled you, I think that sometimes it starts off, it appears that you're saying that you were the prize and you were superior to them and they fumbled you.
Well, let's
Like,
talk about sports, football. The where we hear fumble the most. When the person has the ball, they're usually on offense. They're going to try to score. So in a way, they are superior to the defense because when I have the ball, this means I can get more points than you can. So if I fumble that, then it is looked upon kind of like, oh man, you had the opportunity to get one up. You had the opportunity to go gain points, but you didn't because you fumbled it.
I hear you. I don't think I would qualify that as superior.
Maybe not superior, but definitely have the upper hand if we're talking about scoring.
Because it was your turn to have the upper hand. This is interesting. And so when I think about different situations where I've immediately felt like, oh, I've been fumbled, it made me think like, oh, they should have treated me in a way that they didn't treat me. And I'm like, that can't qualify as fumbled because who am I to say how they should have treated? That's what I wanted. What if they did exactly what and so I said, okay, I have to reframe how I'm looking at fumbled. Fumbled for me then changed to when you come back and apologize for how you treated me. I think that's you acknowledging a fumble.
Oh, the other person realizing like, oh yeah, I fucked up. Yeah.
Then it's qualified. Until then, that person could be at home. You think that person fumbled you and they at home living their best life, ain't thought about you again.
Golly. Got you thinking maybe you fumbled. Damn, did I mess this up?
Oh man,
Nah,
Paulette, what up, lady? She said, I said to this guy the other day, I'm a win, but you choose to lose.
Dang.
But it's honestly just misalignment. I'm a win, but you choose to lose. Golly.
Dang. I think that's go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
God, immediately in my mind, like, there's this thin line between like a loser is never going to choose to win, but maybe you see a winner in them and they feel like they could be a winner, but just in this moment, they're not present to it. Like there's this thin line between you're just a loser and you're just doing loser stuff right now.
I see it like this. A lot of times, a lot of people, women and men, think that they're the winning team when really they're not. You know what I mean? I see so many times on people on social media, you know what I mean, and they're portraying or they really believe like they're a prize to be had, and their attitude is terrible, or you know what I mean. So many other things they're going wrong, but because they feel like they have this upper hand on people, like you know what I mean. You could, if you're not with me, then you basically you're losing, but. Maybe that person saw something in you and he knew or she knew that being with you wasn't going to get them to the winning circle. So they just bowed out gracefully.
Yeah.
So we can't just always assume because people don't choose us that it's
I'm a win and you choose to lose. I'm sticking with it. Paulette, I need you to write a book, all these pimp quotes and had that FedEx over to the house. So let me ask you this, bro. You've known me for quite a while now, and you've seen me through a few dating experiences. Do you think I fumbled anybody so far? Consider in this country, out of this country. Consider even who you've heard about from the past that you weren't even present to see.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
find one, don't say their name, please, for the sake of God.
for God's sake, brother, for the sake of this brotherhood, don't you do it. Nah, yeah, I think you have. I think you have one for sure, two are possible.
Yeah, that's
But
gonna be our conversation
the
on
one for
Tuesday.
sure, you already said that you. We just had this conversation recently about the one for sure.
Damn. So we're gonna have more deep conversations about that on Tuesday. But my question is, now that we've talked about this whole fumbling, shoot, Carrie, we're gonna get to that in a second. What do you do if you've fumbled somebody? What's the best way to respond to that?
Hey, listen, brother. If your pride is not an issue, you go to that person and be like, "Look, shoot, I may have messed up, or I have messed up, or I fumbled." And just like in football, you could always pick that ball back up. A fumble doesn't mean the game is over. There's always possibility of recovery, but you gotta be woman enough or man enough to admit that, hey, this was on me. I didn't do that right. I didn't go about that right. And if you're willing, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it, and hopefully we can move forward.
Don't double down on your pride. If your pride calls you to mess the relationship up, don't stay in pride and not, like your wife say, and not go spin the block. Like let's have a conversation.
Spin it, please. And please.
Huh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. First of all, have you ever, well, I know you have, but have you ever spun the block?
Habitually, nigga.
Has the spinning of said block ever ended with a happy ending? Happy meaning you got what you wanted, whatever that means. Whether I'm spinning because I want to get back with you, or I'm spinning just to apologize.
Have a conversation to make things cool. Yeah, it has.
Nice.
It definitely has. And I've even let people spin the block on me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to respond to pride with pride.
Yeah, come on, man.
Especially if I knew you was on your, you was on your BS.
Was it more difficult to accept someone else spinning the block on you than it was for you to spin the block yourself?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Solid. It was more difficult for me to spin the block.
Solid.
Yeah, just because looking at, again, that perception and that the rejection that could possibly come from it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that. So Paulette said, Mike got a point. You can't be mad at people for walking away. We just wish they would have gone about it differently, but we really should be saying thank you to them.
Man, so many times where I thought, not even so many times, there's been a few times where I thought I was devastated. I thought I was heartbroken. And then when I came up out of my feelings, I realized, brother, you just dodged a whole bullet. You mad? You devastated because you could have got shot? No. You better be thankful and rejoicing that this person walked out of your life.
Yeah. I mean, we never know.
We never know, brother.
All right. So let's touch on this for a second though. Pause. Carrie said, is it possible to fumble yourself? Go back to fumble. What's the definition here? Do something stupid. Is to mess up a chance, lose an opportunity, or ruin a relationship by doing something stupid.
I think there is. I think that even let's talk about work. I think that sometimes people, do things where they have an opportunity at this new job and they don't, I don't know, study for the exam to get the raise. They don't, you know what I'm saying, do the due diligence that it takes to get the raise, even though the opportunity is there. So I think that it is possible to fumble yourself. How that translate into a relationship, I don't know. How do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible to ruin the relationship with yourself. I think you can have a toxic relationship with yourself. I'm just wondering, like, how do you escape yourself? And then even when I say, toxic, like, I have to qualify what that really means. What is opposing what? Is my logic opposing my emotions, or is my nervous system not in agreement or congruency with my spirit? Like, there's something there that I would have to qualify that
Agreed.
statement by saying, but I don't think it's possible to fumble yourself. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. This is so interesting. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk on Tuesday. Yeah. I think it's the kind of conversations that might need tacos. Hint, hint.
Yeah, and I'll be able to eat them at that point. Hello.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shoot, hold on. Paulette said, Carrie, absolutely. You fumble by not being willing to do the hard work. Lack of healing is a fumble. Golly.
dog.
All right. I take my statement back.
Yeah, as do I. Paulette, that was good.
Jesus.
That was good. Sheesh.
So I wanted to get into the practical of what it looks like when you've actually fumbled somebody. And I think this is a
Oh,
great way to
Lord.
start it. Paulette started off with a great example. Like not doing the hard work is fumbling yourself. Not initiating healing is fumbling yourself. So in a relationship with someone else, what are some behaviors that are just straight up fumbles?
In a relationship with someone else.
And trying to be as specific as possible.
Behaviors that may fumble. Breaking trust.
Nah, specific though.
When I said you and your partner have set guidelines to what you consider stepping outside of the relationship, cheating, whatever you have it, and one or the other person steps outside of that boundary, meaning you know what the thing is to do and you choose to do the exact opposite of that, not considering consequence, not considering the other person's feelings, not considering the potential aftermath, or maybe sometimes considering it and not caring about it.
So let's use some real examples. So is it fumbling if you go to the Chris Brown and Usher concert and go up on stage?
In my relationship, no. In somebody else's relationship, possibly.
So it's only a fumble if you broke said guidelines that you and that person have set.
For sure.
But then there's a lot of people out there who feel like there's some universal behaviors that are a fumble.
There is.
And what are some of those?
I don't go by universal guidelines, brother. You gotta help me out with those.
Yeah, so I'm wondering too, because sometimes some people just into certain things, right? Like some people, I'm about to say a universal one would be you go out of town, you take your wedding ring off and you act single. But for some people, that's called a hall pass.
Damn. Yep. Get it signed off and everything. Yeah.
Or for some people in the military, that's called what? Down the line? Isn't that what they call it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is. I think the whole point of this conversation is identify in your relationship what is a violation so that you will know what a fumble is. Because I think for me, sometimes people think I fumbled them because of my behavior. When I was actually doing something, I felt like it was very innocent. Some people will say you fumbled this because you still talk to one of your exes. Like, I ain't sleeping or having sex with them. This is just a basic conversation as a person. Like, oh, you fumbled. Like, okay, I didn't know that was a violation. If I had and still done it, then but I didn't know that was the game we was playing.
Didn't even know.
Yeah, but
didn't even know. Brother.
It is what it is, man. Okay, you ready for some more videos, bro? I still got some heat up in here.
Let's get it.
All right, one sec. I'm moving a little faster than my computer tonight. All right, so since we're talking about I really, really like her fumbling, there may be a solution that can prevent some of this stuff from happening in the future if you start with this in mind.
I would tell you, pursue a woman that you admire. Pursue a woman that you respect. Pursue a woman, when you look at her lifestyle, you admire her lifestyle, how she lives. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't be intimidated by the woman that you admire. Yeah. Recognize that the things you admire in her, if you do lack any of them, those are going to be areas that she's going to challenge you to level up. You get what I'm saying? Because some guys see great girls, great women, but they're intimidated by her lifestyle and they miss out on something God has for them. So don't lean into that. See, that comes from an insecurity. That's why I'm telling you, focus on yourself right now. Learn who God has called you to be. What do you love? What brings you joy? What inspires you? Pursue the journey that God has you on. Travel like you're doing. Learn. When you see a woman that you admire, you see a woman that you respect, and she happens to be beautiful, introduce yourself. Be respectful. And stay clear like you are with your intentions.
So how different would this dating experience be if we only pursued people that we admired and we respected from the jump?
Man, I think there will be a lot more positive, I'll use the word happy relationships with a little bit more longevity than what we're seeing these days. And so the key points he pointed out was admire someone you admire, someone you respect, and someone's lifestyle that you admire. And I feel like if I'm thinking back on my dating life, I don't know if I always even thought about these three categories when I was dating. It was more so, oh, she's cool to hang out with and she's good looking. We can get to the rest of the stuff later. But what if, like you just said, what if we came into it with these three, like before I even like the man said, before you even introduce yourself, peep the scene for a second. See what she's about. You may not get
I like
everything.
that. I like that. And I like that so much because I've already made a commitment to myself years ago that if I saw a woman I thought was attractive, if all I thought she was attractive
Attractive.
and
Yeah.
all I felt was lust towards her, I would not introduce myself. I would
Yeah.
not introduce myself until there was something of substance inside of me
Yeah.
towards her. I didn't
Yeah.
have the language at the moment to say admiration or respect, but I've
Yeah.
already made a commitment with myself. If there's nothing but I find you physically attractive, that's not enough for me to go introduce myself, or
Yeah.
I'll resist the urge to want to introduce myself.
K-Dub said, let's get a definition check for admire. I'll look it up if you want to check the comments.
Ali said, I've been told by some men they're intimidated by my purpose, work, or my career. Intimidated by someone's purpose, work, or career. I think that does come back down to thinking if you had to hold it, but you don't. And at the very most, you may have to share in that responsibility if you and that person get married, but even that would be a partnership. So I think,
Yeah.
sometimes people just need to rethink how they're looking at what would be their responsibility of it.
Agreed. So the definition of admire means to look at someone or something with high respect, approval, or pleasure. It describes feeling happy and amazed by a person's good behavior, skills, or by a lovely view.
What are you pulling from that?
So admire means to look at someone or something with high respect. No, I mean it's the things that old boy just mentioned. You know what I mean? Admiring somebody's lifestyle, respecting that person, and then the last one that he ended up saying was, and she's attractive too. I feel like the attractive too should be the cherry on top, and I feel like we're making that the end all be all.
Yeah, I think that attraction is one of the legs on the chair, though.
For sure, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I've seen a
I'll give
chair
you
with
that.
3 legs. I can deal with admire, respect, and attracted. Yeah, I can. Listen, it's not an armrest, nigga. It's a leg. It is a base foundational necessity,
I'm not
my
even
guy.
mad at it. I'm not even mad at it.
My whole body, my heart, my mind is like, oh yes. And my eyes are like, nigga, why? Like, why her?
Oh my God.
I need my whole body to be in agreement, not just my heart and my mind. My eyes say, I gotta say so in this.
God, dog, you are absolutely right. You absolutely right,
Check
brother.
this out, man. I asked for the deeper meaning of admire, and it said it stems from the Latin root admirari. Admirari. I'm saying that like a straight Negro.
No, it's
which
fine, though.
means to wonder at. So to admire means to wonder at, to have, and for me, I'm just going to add on to it, to have a sense of astonishment, or this person possesses this. It was a word that just came to my mind after wonder. It's right there. I can't say it. It's right here. I got to get up. But anyway, there is. Have you ever felt that thing when you
Oh, for
looked at a
sure.
person? Yeah, you're like,
For sure.
good God. Like it's almost like I can see your magic.
I say this about Janae all the time on the show. Just her
Yeah, man.
whole way she does life to me is unreal. Like I've never seen someone so even and consistent in how they do life. You know what I mean? Just loving people, wanting to give, never being quick to anger. Just and it like you said, it just makes me like wonder and admire just the fact that somebody can live life like legit in that way 24/7.
And it's and those things are unique and valuable to you. And so I
Yes.
think that's why we wait, or he's instructing us to wait to pursue someone, not at the moment we find them attractive, but the moment we admire them and we respect them. And
Good.
there's this sense of wow
Yeah,
when I look at you, or when I
yeah,
think about you. And it's not a wow like you're sexy, but it's a wow like God really took his time making you. Or it's a wow of look at what you've done, what you've been given. Or it's a wow of when you walk into a room, the energy that you have with you. It's a wow
yeah,
of like the way you do life. I can see your magic operating.
yeah,
And then you're like, yo, because if that's the reason why you're approaching them, it comes down less to what I want from you and how I just want to be in your presence, and maybe even add and nurture that magic that seems to be oozing out of you. And it could be from how you handle your job, like how responsible you are, your etiquette. It can be from, like even for some people, just how well to take care of their kids. For women
yeah,
with kids, some men be like, "Damn, you are an exceptional mom." And if you don't have kids, how you treat other people, you know what I'm saying? Or how you handle your business at home, or
for
how you
sure.
keep your schedule, or how you maintain your self-care. Like any of those things, for whatever your value is, when you see that about a person,
Yeah, for sure.
it creates
For
a different
sure.
kind of draw that's not built on just physical attraction alone. And that gives us a greater opportunity at, again, not just simplicity, but enjoyment.
Agreed. Agreed.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Oh wow! So Paulette said, "I met someone recently, and I thank God for how they inspired me. It was so refreshing, and when I prayed about it, God told me to sit in that awe. I
Mhm.
honored it. It was like, imagine,
That's that's not the nigga that she just told to
no,
I'm better than you, so go find
Paulette,
somebody else.
he coming for you. My brother is coming for you. Golly." She just told that nigga, "I'm gonna win and you choose to lose. Like, get it
God,
together."
no.
Nah, she wasn't in awe. She was in awe of this nigga's stupidity. I'm in awe of your ability to fumble.
Oh, golly.
But I
That's
just
funny.
imagine, bro, just looking at somebody and instead of just wanting to like, oh, how can I get him? You just sit back and you're just like in this space of look at that. Just look at that in motion. That whole being, not sexually,
You know what that
but
creates,
not
bro?
sexually.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get it. You know what that creates? It creates a heart posture of being grateful. So when you're operating from a space of I'm grateful just the fact that I can wake up, just that I can be in the room with you. Forget anything you can possibly do for me. I'm just
Yeah.
grateful to be able to see you do life. Man,
And I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna be fair, because sometimes the connection doesn't start with you admiring that person. Sometimes it
for
comes
sure.
after you've had experience with them. And I agree, man. Admiring someone does make you want to be more grateful, and being more grateful does make you want to contribute and serve more. Um, and also that situation can still not work out to equal a relationship or a marriage.
Very true.
But it doesn't mean that the admiration or the respect has to go away. I think that's for mature people, though.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. All right. You got any comments over there on Instagram? I'm about to go to the next video.
Ferguson Mar been blowing us up, and I apologize because I ain't been looking, but I'm looking now. So let's go.
All right. So that video was about admire her and respect her first before you pursue her or even approach her. This is 30 minutes left in the show, right? And this is a post that I put up on my Instagram, and I had people comment on. I think we might end the show on this. If not, I have one more video.
Just get it.
But the question is, are these the same thing? You ready for it?
Let's go.
Now, this is a great conversation that needs to be talked about.
Hot take. I truly believe that if a man proposes and the girl says no, that's terms of a breakup.
Now, I agree with him 100%, but we're going to let her plead her case.
Okay, so here's what I said to him, right? I said that is that not the same thing as a girl saying she's ready for marriage and the guy saying, well, I'm not ready?
Nope, it's not the same thing because the man has to give the ring. You wouldn't get the marriage if the man didn't want to marry you in the first place.
But I also...
That's the same thing.
I don't agree with that only based upon if a man gets on one knee in front of the whole family, everybody, went on a trip, bought the ring already, he did the ring sizes. He obviously did the ring sizes because he knows the ring size.
No, just because he proposed doesn't mean he knows the ring size. And you're saying that it's terms for breakup because he got on a knee and got a ring?
Yeah, if you say no, what's there left? Like, we're not going to be going on in a relationship to not get married. What's the point after that?
I'm saying, how do you go after, like what's life after that? Y'all just keep dating?
It's something. She has to have a valid reason to say no.
Yeah, if she has a valid reason and she says no, why would she still want to stay in a relationship? Like, if the dude is cheating or abusing you, that's a valid reason. Or if you're going to say, oh, I'm not ready yet because I didn't heal from my last relationship, what's the point?
I understand that, but what if she doesn't? Like, what if she just says no?
If she just says...
Like, what if it's just a no? Or what if she says...
Then why would you ever ask somebody like
obviously,
that? Like, clearly she never wanted to get married to you. And you never had that conversation with her before.
No. Okay, I said what I have to say. What do y'all think? Write in the comments, and this is why I always say, and you want to get married, pack it up.
All right, bro. I'm ready to do this with you. Let's go.
Bro, I'm on the side with the young lady all the way through on this one.
Well, I be ready to fight.
Mike
is a changed man. I be assuming I know
it. With no food, brother, my mind is different. My heart's different. My body different. What he say in Paid in Full? I'm moving different. My body different.
Got shot up a few times.
Man.
All right, let me hear it then, bro.
So listen. I would hope that if any man is going to propose, that I'm not saying beyond a shadow of a doubt, but there is some inkling, feeling, conversation that's been had that there's more than likely the chance that she's going to say yes. If I'm proposing to someone and there's just a flat out no, that means there's a lack in communication somewhere, because I'm thinking you going to say yes. And then on top of that, bro, if I'm thinking that she's going to say yes just because I got the ring and just because I got on one knee, all the things these dudes are mentioning in his post are absolutely ridiculous for anybody to say yes. They're absolutely ridiculous.
I think that we have to be, and especially in the society we live in, because it's on men to do the proposing, right? In heterosexual relationships. And not to say that women won't, but predominantly they want men to do it. I think men have to remember that there is a possibility that she'll say no.
Sure.
Even if you guys have had conversations about it, because you understand how this works. It's almost like picking a restaurant, because a lot of times a woman's no, the silent part is no, not like this.
I agree with you 1,000%.
It's not that she doesn't want to marry you or doesn't want the proposal. She might want it a certain way.
I agree with you 100%. So to the second part of that video, or the second part of the conversation, to say after she says no, that's also basically her saying or agreeing that the relationship is over. My brother, you don't want to ask her why. You don't want to get any more background information. No doesn't mean I don't want to. So how I hear it, no doesn't mean I don't want to be with you. No means, like you said, not like this. No may mean I still have some doubts. Even that's okay. I don't feel like the no.
Be a lack of data.
Right. I don't feel like the no is necessarily a bad thing. The no may be a good thing. Okay, that lets me know where we're at in a relationship. We got a lot more talking to do. We got a lot more data we need to get on each other, or whatever case may be. I think it's very premature to end a whole relationship based on a no, I don't want to marry you from as a guy. I feel like what it is, your ego got hurt. It was bruised a little bit. And you can't handle that. So now you're ready to bow out instead of staying because you love her enough to marry her, but you don't love her enough to stay and kind of figure out what's going on. That's wild to me.
Your wife said, babe, did you have any doubt? I would say yes.
I feel like if I would have asked Janae on our first date, she would have said yes.
I need to know, sis, is that accurate? Because this brother's talking big game over here.
Watch the answer. Watch the answer.
Dang. On a first date. This is interesting, man.
After that first date, that 4 or 5 hour conversation we had after that movie, I already know she would have said yes. I'll wait. And don't try to not answer. That's not that. If you don't answer, that's a no. And I'm coming in the house and we're gonna have a problem. Not the threat. Not the threat.
I'm gonna say it like this, bro. I agree with you. I agree with you, and I stand in the same place as that young lady. I think the equivalent. I think they are equivalent. If a man proposes to a woman and she says no, I think it is the same as a woman telling a man that she's ready for marriage and him saying no. I don't think they're different because he's getting on a one knee and buying a ring. I think that is her equivalent. I think that her saying I'm ready to get married or you is the same thing in her own special way. Oh, wow. Your wife said first date is wild work. It's a maybe. I still didn't know you enough. Lies you tell.
Listen, maybe on the first date is still good. I'll take that as a yes. I'm shooting. I would have shot my shot. That's what we was talking about earlier, right?
Sis, we just talked about this on the podcast. Allow yourself at this moment to be honest. Allow yourself to like Mike as much as you liked him on that first date. Just allow it.
Stop playing.
You know it was in you. You trying to hold back. You was
That's why you my
thirsty.
brother.
I'm just kidding.
That's why you my brother. That's why you my brother.
You don't make tacos like her. So I think it was a maybe. I think she may not have liked you as much as you think she did.
The switch up for the tacos in the same breath is crazy. Oh my God. This brother went from a trip to a blood in one conversation.
Ground turkey is right, nigga.
Sheesh. All right.
I thought it was a great debate though. So when I put it on my story, people were down the middle, 50-50. Half of them were like, no, it's not the same thing. Other half was like, it's the exact same thing.
I got a question. A question. Do you know which part were men and which part were women? Was it split like between women and men on that, or was it
so
just overall?
more men said it wasn't the same thing?
Of course.
Yeah, more men said it wasn't the same thing.
Of course.
But
That's
you know,
cool.
the more I listen to it, I'm just like, at some point when you get past all the theatrics, one person wants to marry, another person doesn't, for whatever reason.
Mhm.
And so if you're saying as a man, if she turns down my proposal, then the relationship is over. You're also saying if she tells you I'm ready to get married and you say no, then the relationship should also be over.
That's wild, man. That's wild.
I
I just feel like. Go ahead, bro.
I had an engagement ring once, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I asked her parents and her brother, and they were all for, and her sister, they were all for it. Now it got me wonder if she would have said yes. And I recognized that when I was planning the engagement or when I was planning the proposal, I did my best. I was going to take her to the restaurant where we had our second date, which was our second date was on Valentine's Day. I was going to take her to the restaurant that I took her to on our second date because it was a really nice restaurant at this golf course. And I found myself trying to recreate an environment that she would be so, in awe of, that possibly it would influence her answer. And I think that, come on, man, I think that some men, I think some men think that way, like in their subconscious. They may not consciously know they're doing it, but if I take you all the way to Hawaii
Of course. That's
If
that's
I
exactly
invite
what I was
all
about
your
to
friends
say.
and family, I think what we're trying to do is create an environment where we're more than likely not going to get a no.
I feel like Donovan just that was shots fired at me because I definitely took my wife to Hawaii and proposed.
You did. You did. Because if she said no, how's she getting back home?
Because not me. Not me. Shoot. Listen, you better listen. I don't know.
I saw a video this week and it was a guy and a girl in the car driving, and the caption was on it. The caption on it was she just said no to the proposal and then asked, are we still going to eat? And so they were in the car driving, and you know, they're picking up there and they're looking awkward, and she was like, are we still going to eat? And he was like, well, I don't want to say no, you know what I'm saying, because you said no. I don't want to feel like I'm being petty, but
what would you have done? And I'll tell you what I've done. No, I'll tell you what I've done.
Oh my God.
We would have went to eat. I feel like that's a perfect time to talk about what just happened. Why we gotta be mad and make it awkward and I'm in my feelings when let's go eat something I know we both like to do, have some good food, and let's have a real conversation about maybe it is
Let's
why
talk
you
about
don't
this
feel
friendship.
Damn. Yikes.
While I flirt with the waitress.
Oh, golly. Yeesh.
Since you're not sure if you want me.
Maybe she will.
Oh my God.
Wild work.
I don't know what I would do, bro. I'm thinking about the only situation where I was about to propose, and I'm just like, why am I in the car going anywhere? I would just probably still be sitting there stuck looking off into the sky.
Yo.
Your wife said Mike would have went to eat and asked to split the bill. Class A pettiness, my nigga.
Yeah, that definitely would have been me.
That's hilarious.
For sure.
We splitting the bill. Oh my goodness.
We just friends now. Shit.
McJellen said it. Maybe he not hungry no more. Hell no.
This nigga's stomach is wondering how he gonna pay for the rest of this ring. That's the issue.
Oh my good. Betty Teller said, I was like, nah, we good. You can go eat by yourself.
I'm in the car. I can't eat. I'm in the car with the bank trying to stop this payment on this doggone $5,000 ring.
Oh man, stop the payment.
Stop immediately.
All right, we got a serious question here
That's
about
tricky.
me and my proposal. So Paulette said, Donovan, how much did y'all talk about marriage alignment before? Most of my friends that have gotten married are planning the wedding before the engagement. The only surprise is the creativity. So me and my ex, we had went through premarital counseling. I was cleaning the garage out today and I saw our certificate. And I saw a whole bunch of other stuff, like notes and letters and stuff that, you know, I forgot was in the garage. And so I threw everything away. But I was just like, dang, bro, like we were right there. So we did a lot of talking about it, especially because she wanted it done a certain way. She wanted me to ask her parents, stuff like that. I would have bypassed. So we did a lot of talk about it. But the reason I was still unsure if she would say yes has a lot to do with other patterns I recognized in our relationship of moments of happiness and then, per my view, moments of like distress and worry.
Yeah, of course.
From what I would say was from nowhere, but I say nowhere because I didn't know where it was coming from. And so I know that there's some fear that was, you know, kept showing up and causing certain conflicts between us. And so I wouldn't know if fear was going to show up on that day or not. So there's still that worry inside of me, like, is this a good day to propose? And I think that if we have honest conversations, a lot of men are operating or strategizing from a place of more fear than they're willing to admit, because they just don't want to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing to set her off or to knock her off her course that day, because then it's just going to be hell.
Yeah, man. And then when we come in talking about proposals, there's a lot that men don't have to carry, that men tend to carry. Like All right, are her parents gonna be impressed by the proposal? Her homegirl's gonna be impressed by the proposal. You know what I mean? We can love to say it's only about her with this whole proposal thing, but we trying to knock her off her feet. We want this to be told at work, at church, to the mailman. We want her to be talking about it, showing off the ring, all kind of stuff.
Nah, I didn't.
Well, you asked the parents and the brother. If it was only about her, it shouldn't have mattered what they thought.
What I wanted versus what I was doing because it's what she wanted are two different things.
No, brother, say that. Yeesh. Ooh.
This was me in a
God,
place
dog.
of okay. This is the compromise component.
Oh, I remember all the compromises.
Yeah, Mike was definitely embedded in that relationship with me, and he saw, saying the extent that I was willing to go through, and he also, even after the relationship was over, Mike helped preserve that part of me so that I'd be willing to do it again with somebody else, because there was a very real question about, damn, all that. But then I had to realize sometimes you do the right thing, you did it with the wrong person, or maybe you did it with the right person, and it turned out exactly how it was supposed to. Today I didn't go to church, bro. Today God said it's me and you. And so I got up around 9 o'clock, and then I was in the backyard, cleaning the backyard until about 2:30. That was me all day in the backyard, and some tennis shoes, shorts, and just pulling everything out of the garage, organizing, throwing stuff away. Me and God were out there talking. And although a lot of revelations came to me, one thing that he reminded me of, he said that you and most people have heard a word from me that has settled your soul concerning relationships and marriage, but somehow you throw yourself back into confusion. And he said, what was that word that I gave you? That when you heard it, you knew it was your word, but somehow you allowed yourself to drift away from it. And I said, it was a word that I put in my first book when you said it to me through my uncle, which was wait your turn. He said, that is still your word. Sometimes you're trying to change a strategy, change a person, change your picker. He said, it's still wait your turn. And that may not be nobody else's word, but it's yours. Wait your turn. Then I went to the movie theater and watched Spider-Man and cried 4 times. So it's been an emotional day.
I was about to say, you're not gonna get me emotional on this podcast on a Sunday night, brother. We'll talk. Oh man, that's good. Dang. Sometimes you just gotta be reminded, man. It's not like I feel like time has a way of creating doubt. When God is like, I am time. I'm time, I'm space, I'm all of it. So if I'm saying wait, just wait. Wait might not be in your time frame. It's in his time frame. I feel like that's man. Yeah, we'll talk. That's great. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy
man.
for you, bro.
We talked about it Bible study on Friday, how God is outside of time, that he doesn't have to look at your life sequentially like you do, like one
Come
step
on,
at a
brother.
time. He can see the beginning from the end. So if he's telling you to wait,
He
trust and
knows
believe
he
there is
knows what's on
something.
the other side of the wait.
He's
God,
not
dog.
waiting with you, trying to figure it out and with his fingers crossed. God is saying, I've seen something, and what I see can't be unseen, and what I say must come to pass. So wait.
All right.
All right. Paulette, good night. She said, good convo. First day of school tomorrow. I got to plug in again soon. Appreciate all your insight. Send over your
Thank you.
pimp quotes whenever you get a chance.
Pimp quotes and cash apps, huh?
Man,
I figure she can get the cash apps from the hoes, and then she can,
because she pimping.
right.
Exactly. Listen, we're going to get out of here. Should I give him a teaser for next week?
Yeah, go ahead and give him one.
For the emotionally immature person, reality is really pretty optional. Meaning that if I'm an emotionally immature person, I'm going to interpret life.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to that, but she about to get out of here, and she said drop that cash app one more time. I just want to make sure she got it. Yeah, listen. And there we go. All right, let's get back into it.
For the emotionally immature person, reality is really pretty optional. Meaning that if I'm an emotionally immature person, I'm going to interpret life through the lens of how it makes me feel. So if you say to me, and I'm an emotionally mature parent, Mom, I don't want you stopping by without calling first. Okay, to me, that feels like I've been slapped. That feels like I'm not loved. And so I might say something like, oh, well, I must just be the worst mother ever if I can't stop by to see my own daughter. Okay, which makes you crazy, because that's not at all what you said, and that's not at all what you meant. But because of the egocentrism and because of that emotional way of interpreting reality, what I feel is what I know to be true.
Andy, who is that young lady?
So we gonna pick up that conversation next week, man. You muted, bro.
I said that's gonna be good. Sheesh.
Yeah, man.
That's solid conversation.
When I talk about the fact that your perspective is the only reality you'll ever know, and your perspective comes from your personality filter, and that is where you determine how much your emotion gets to determine or conclude what it is you're seeing, which is why emotional regulation can change your entire reality.
Or the lack thereof.
Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of every podcast, we like to leave you guys with a resource. That's one of them. And the other one is Suicide and Crisis Hotline. Sometimes we say things on this podcast that touch you in a very personal space. And, it could bring up some emotions, anger, sadness, curiosity, conviction, whatever it is. But you don't have to process those emotions alone. We do want you to process them. And this number is a nationwide number you can call to have someone, a counselor, to help you process those emotions. They can get you connected to resources or to support groups or to a therapist. Just reach out, 988. You can call them, you can text them, you can chat with them online to get the support that you may need. And of course, as always, we ask you to screenshot this and share it with anybody you know who may be dealing with anything. And you may want to help, but just because you want to help doesn't mean you know how to help. You may need to call and say, hey, my friend's struggling with heartbreak or an addiction. What's the best way to approach it so I don't make it worse? Because as we always say, just because you care doesn't mean you know how to care. So save this number and keep it in your favorites folder. You never know when you may need it. All right, bro. That's it for us tonight, man. Who praying us out?
You can pray us out, bro. I just want to without going too crazy, just let you know how much I appreciate not just the podcast, but the growth of the podcast that you've helped to steer, facilitate, because anybody that's been watching for a number of years knows this podcast is night and day from what it started. Not saying that when it started it wasn't a great podcast, because it was, but I think the direction that you've kind of curated for the podcast, man, has been such a help, not just to other people but to me. And it's sometimes I get these, I feel like outer body experiences where I'm watching us do the podcast. I'm like, man, it just come so far, and a lot of that is due to your dedication during the week. You're doing stuff for the podcast, setting up the show, whatever the case may be, man. So kudos to you, brother. I appreciate you.
Pay me in bud. Nah, bro, I appreciate you, man. That's
I got you though. Listen, I know a guy.
Nah. I appreciate those flowers, my guy. It's been an honor doing this podcast with you, man, and I do believe God has more work for us to do. So,
yeah, for sure.
In that regard, Father God, we thank you so much for this time to just steward this opportunity, steward this gift, steward this audience. We pray, Lord, that the proper seeds that needed to be planted were planted, and that throughout this week, other people will come and do some watering, and that eventually we all experience some kind of growth that results in some fruitfulness that would bring you glory. So we thank you. Anyone tonight who may be struggling with an addiction, with a heartache, with a question, that they find the help that they need first in you and then through those who you choose to use. And then we pray for those who have found themselves in their happily ever after, in their dream come true, that you put a conviction inside of them, that they understand their responsibility to maintaining that, not alone with you, of course, but what they must contribute to that environment to make sure that they can keep it as long as you intended for them to keep it. I pray, Lord, that we all just stop losing things prematurely, stop fumbling things that you've blessed us with, and really get more present, more mature, more honest, not just with ourselves, but with those around us, so that we can truly live the life that you've intended for us to live. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank you for my brother. And as he's concluding this great work that he's doing with you, the word is never the same. And I know that for him. I know there's a shift and a change that you've caused to happen in response to his faithfulness, not just even in this season, in the previous season of a wilderness. This is just a partnering of that. And we just thank you for how he's led the family, and how he's loved his wife, and how he submitted himself to that. May that continue to unfold in a very beautiful way, as you're continuing to put new ideas in his mind, not just for the businesses, Father God, but for the nonprofit stuff too as well. We just thank you that we can trust you with the outcome. Yeah. And our obedience. We thank you for this. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Real quick, take a look at that.
Take a look at what? Oh, Father God, we pray for our very own McJellen and the passing of her foster sister, Christina.
Yeah.
She passed away, and we know that we do not mourn like those who have no hope, but that's not always an easy thing to do. So I pray, Lord, that just the right people are around her and the family in this season, and that the people who will make this heavier and harder are just kept away by your Holy Spirit and by your angels. Help them to be able to embrace properly every step of the grieving process without shame, and help the life that was allowed to be experienced to be honored, to be celebrated properly. And for the work that you did do through her while she was here, may it not be forgotten. May it continue to move and inspire those that she did come in contact with, that she may live on in their hearts and their memories. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, amen, amen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we appreciate y'all. We out of here 4 minutes early, and God says the same. We see y'all next Sunday.
2 Chainz.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me. That's what I wanna do. Come on and talk. Come on and talk to me, baby. Come on,
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.